Hey everybody, happy Tuesday, happy fake Monday for all of us who had the day off yesterday. Thanks to the perfect timing of the calendar, which gave us all a stat holiday here in British Columbia, and also I believe out in Australia for you guys as well, or at least part of Australia. Sorry, I'm just fiddling with my hair. I know it's very distracting, so I'm going to try and stop. So today is day 9 of the TBH Live challenge, and I can't believe we're already partway through the second week of this challenge already. So for those of you who are just catching up with what we're doing, my name is Siobhan. I'm the CEO of RF Empower, and I am part of a social media Facebook group where a bunch of entrepreneurs and business owners and consultants for various social commerce companies come together, and we share our experiences and our knowledge, and we just it's basically like a tool sharing space for us, and we also hold each other accountable, and we also set ourselves these little challenges. And so Shay, who is the leader of TBH, which is the Bronze Hustle, designed this idea, which is a 14-day challenge, and every day for 14 days all of us go live on our Facebook or Instagram or other social media channels, and we talk to all of you lovely unsuspecting people, and we talk about all sorts of crazy things. So, you know, last week I was talking, seemed to actually have a theme to it, which wasn't the plan because I don't typically plan these things, I come up with them on the spot, but there was definitely a trend last week where I was talking about being kind to ourselves, taking time for ourselves, to look after ourselves, whether it be through you know, helping our mental health or helping our physical selves, and so that we can then become more confident in ourselves, happier in our lives, hopefully, which then means that we can then focus on our relationships, and those relationships will then be stronger and more positive, hopefully. So this is a process, it's a journey, it's not going to happen overnight, but I did suggest a few techniques that have worked for me. I'm still practicing, I'm still learning. Sorry, my husband is walking around in a towel behind us. That's not distracting in the slightest for any of you. I suggested a few techniques that I've been using in the past and still use today, which I find really helpful for me. But definitely go back and watch some of those posts if you have time. They do vary in length, anywhere from 5 minutes to apparently 28 minutes I can ramble for. But I would love to hear what you thought, if you have any comments, any feedback, anything like that, so please do post away. But tonight we're going to talk about something a little bit different. So we talked about what RF Empower stood for, why I came up with the name, what I'm trying to achieve and what my team are trying to achieve, but also we do actually sell a product, which sounds crazy because I haven't spoken about it for the last 8 days at all. So I thought today I would share with you guys a few of my favorite products. So these products can all be mixed and matched with your existing skincare routine, whether that is absolutely zero, which is totally fine. If you're happy with your skin, that's absolutely great. Or if you already have products that you love, and they're not necessarily Rodan and Fields, but they're another company, that's great too. But maybe you're looking for a one-off product that you can mix and match in, or maybe you're looking for a whole different skincare routine. So that's what we're here for. We can definitely help you do that. So I thought I'd show you a few of my favorite products that I like to use. So one of them is the Daily Body Moisturizer, which hopefully the glare you can read. Comes in this great tube. It has a slight, ever so slight grapefruit smell to it, but it's completely inoffensive. I mean, so much so that Kirk actually uses it. He likes the smell of it. It also looks remarkably like our sunscreen. It comes in exactly the same tube. It's this size, so it's not particularly handy if you're like me and you travel hand luggage only, because it is too big. It's 200 mils, which means it's double the size that you can take on. So what Kirk and I did on our recent trip to California so we could go and meet Mickey Mouse was we actually transferred this huge bottle, imagine this is the sunscreen and not the body moisturizer, into a travel size old conditioner bottle. And yeah, Kirk did write labels that say sunscreen on them and sellotape them, so we remembered. So yeah, so it has the nice little top, so you can squeeze it out or you can just unscrew it. So we took that with us, and then we had a little bit left over, so I actually used an old eye cream tub that I had left over from previously, and this was great because this actually fits in my purse really easily, and you just unscrew it. You do have to use your finger. There's still, I don't know if you can see this, who knows, anyway, but there's still quite a bit in here. We're still using it, so I am walking around with this, but it's definitely not eye cream, it's definitely sunscreen. You can definitely smell the slight grapefruit flavor in there, but that was like an absolute lifesaver for us when we were in California, using that sunscreen. So it is an SPF 25. It is water resistant, so it's great. So it meant that, you know, we could jump in and out of the pool, and as with all sunscreen, we do recommend that once you've been in the water you do reapply, but it was absolutely perfect. So we walked around Disneyland, and you know, if any of you have been to any of the Disney parks, you know those things are huge. There's very little shade, so you are just in the beating sun all day, and taking them in these little pots was perfect because they did just fit in my teeny tiny little backpack that I walked around with, like a little kid-sized one shaped like a bee. And they just fitted in perfectly. They weren't super heavy, and we could just reapply sunscreen as we needed throughout the day, which was awesome. And no sunburn, apart from one person who refused to wear his sunscreen on the first day, even though we were out on a 34-mile bike ride along the California coastline, and he still has the tan mark from where he wore his watch and didn't wear sunscreen. So he was paying, and he's been putting on his sunscreen ever since we got back. One of the other products that I really like is our Active Hydration Serum, which you've probably, if you've been on our page for a while, you've probably heard us talking about. Comes in this great silver tube, looks really classy on in the bathroom cabinet, and all it is you twist it, and I don't know if you noticed, but as I twisted it, this little button popped up, but you twist, and then it is a glass pipette inside and a glass vial. So do be really careful if you do end up buying this, because if you're a bit rough, they can break and then you can't get the product out, and that's a bit of a waste. So all you do is you press the little button on the top, push it into your hands. You don't have to take the whole amount, you can take as much as you want, and then all you do is you just massage it into your face, all over, and your neck, and this lovely area we call a décolletage. Apologise to anyone who's French, because I've completely butchered that. What the Active Hydration Serum does is it's like your own personal reservoir. So it's specifically made where, if you imagine it has teeny tiny robots in, it doesn't, but this is how I like to think of it. It has teeny tiny little robots in there, and the robots can tell exactly which parts of your skin are dry and which parts are overly moisturized. And then what it does is the bits that need more moisture, more hydration, it actually pulls the moisture from any of the products you put on top of your skin. So if you put your sunscreen over the top, it will draw the moisture from the sunscreen and draw it into your skin where it needs it. And then the bits where you've got sufficient moisture, it just leaves your skin alone. It just lets it do its own thing. And so it's really smart. There are no little nanobots in there, don't worry, it's just how I think of it in my head. But it actually reads your skin, and it can tell exactly where you need the moisture, and it pours the right amount in so that your skin's getting exactly the right amount of a drink that it needs. By doing that, what you end up doing is, through hydrated skin, your skin actually looks plumper, smoother, and your texture of your skin becomes more even. It works really well underneath makeup, so if you are wearing makeup, it's fine, just let it dry. And then once it's dried, then you can apply your makeup over the top. If you try and apply your makeup too soon, if it hasn't dried properly, then of course the makeup is going to clump on the parts that are still wet, and it's not going to give you an even application. So do let it dry. It dries pretty quick, so just do that, and then probably do your hair, and then you can do your makeup. Then the other little product that I love, which I know some of you on here really love, are these tiny little blue capsules. People have asked me, why do we put this in capsules? So what this is the Intensive Renewing Serum. So this is the new and improved night renewing serum for those of you who've been with us a while. And this is retinol with an A, not retinol. So I'm sure some of you who have probably seen it on TV, they're talking about retinol and how great it is for our skin, because it's got vitamin A in it, which is perfect for our skin and perfect for renewing our skin. But the difference with Retinal is it's actually the highest concentration of vitamin A that you can get without a prescription, which is awesome. So we're getting like the biggest potency possible. It's also more stable than retinol. So why that's great is because retinol can be an irritant for people because it's less stable. So for me personally, I don't really think I have super sensitive skin, but it definitely is sensitive to certain things. And I could not use our old Night Renewing Serum because it had retinol in it. It just used to basically just come out in hives. It really hated me. But Retinal seems to love me, so it's great. I'm getting all the added property from having that vitamin A boost. It's, you know, evening out my skin tone, it's filling in all the lines, so, you know, slowly getting rid of these guys, because as you can tell I do this a lot, so they appear quite regularly. But I'm definitely noticing a difference since I've been using this. My skin definitely looks and feels smoother, and the added bonus in it actually makes your skin feel super silky to the touch, which is really nice. When somebody runs their hand over your cheek, it feels great. The reason we put it in little capsules rather than a tube, somebody was asking me this the other day, is because retinol and retinal, when they make contact with oxygen, so from the air around us, actually starts to lose its potency because it starts a chain reaction. So when you see retinol products that are in a tube, by the time you get part way through the tube, the efficacy and like the strength of the product in there is actually dwindling. So what the doctors did was they designed it to go into these little tiny capsules. You just pull the top off, and then you just like squeeze it out on your finger, just like this. So it's slightly yellow, so you know you're getting vitamin A. I like to think of it as like my own little piece of sunshine in here. And the great thing is though, because someone was asking me also, well then what do you do with the capsules? Like these are really like, are they like microbeads? Are they bad for the fish and they bad for the environment? Well actually what the doctors did was they made them so they dissolve in water and they aren't damaging to the fish and the plants and everything else in the water system. So you can, if you want, just chuck it in the toilet and flush it away. It'll be totally fine. You won't be damaging the environment. And so then what you're going to do is you're just going to massage it in. Don't forget, I'm going to do down here. And that's it. So now, if you remember, I added the Active Hydration Serum before. Now I've added this over the top, so I'm adding in an extra hydrating boost for my skin. So it's getting that perfect amount of drink that it really needs, and we all know how important it is to hydrate our bodies, so why not hydrate our skin at the same time? So these little capsules, they come in a jar. You get 60 in a jar. So if you were to use it every day, you'd get 2 months worth, more or less. I actually find that I can probably get 2 uses out of one of these, and I find that it actually works great even if I just leave it overnight, because as you can see it's just a teeny tiny hole on the end. So not much oxygen is going to get in there overnight at least. So yeah, I get 2 uses, which means they last even longer. I don't even use it every day. I probably use mine every second day, every third day, so it lasts even longer on that one. And so then the final product, which I probably should have used first before I put all this on, is actually the other product that is on special at the moment. So these little capsules are on special if you buy them along with our roller. Why do you want to buy these two guys together? Because when you buy them together, this one actually amps up the effects of this by over, hopefully Lisa you can confirm this with me, is it 20%? Hoping it's 20%, 20 times at least. So this is a great tool. As I say, they are on offer right now. It's 20% saving if you buy the little blue capsules and the roller. If you were to pair it with either the Redefine, which is the regimen we have in place for helping with fine lines and wrinkles, and generally just smoother skin tone, or with our reverse line, which is for sun damage and discoloration and pigmentation issues, concerns, then you can actually buy these two little guys with the regimen and you actually save an additional 20% off these guys, which is awesome. So if you think about it, like you're basically getting these for like almost half price, which is awesome. And how this little guy works is, if you just saw what I did, this is a little stand, this is what I keep it in. It looks really cute on my shelf. This is this little travel case so it doesn't get damaged when you travel, and all you do is you just twist and it clicks out. You take the little top off, and then I can give you a little close-up and hopefully you can see it. But this is the roller. It is covered in teeny tiny steel tips, needle tips, which was specifically designed by the doctors, so that when you roll it over your skin, you actually put teeny tiny punctures in the skin, and by doing that it allows the product to travel deeper into the skin, so it works better. But also, if you didn't know this, once we reach the age of 20, our skin stops producing collagen. And collagen is that amazing product that gives us the bounce in our skin, keeps it taut, so we get that nice, tight, smooth, natural look that children are blessed with. But unfortunately, at the age of 20, our bodies stop producing collagen. And so we need some help. And so by actually using this little tool and by actually putting the teeny tiny little pricks into our skin, what we're doing is we're actually forcing our bodies to produce extra collagen. So we're actually forcing our bodies to do something which is great for it. So you may have seen on the TV these procedures you can get called microneedling. People come out and they have bright red faces, they've got little tiny holes everywhere, they might even have bleeding faces. That's not what this little tool is. That's a procedure that they do in surgery, in the surgeries, in your estheticians. They are fully trained to do that for you. But also I don't like the thought that, you know, I'm going to put holes so deep into my skin that it's going to start bleeding. But this little tool, it works really well. It might not be as quick, the results, as one of those procedures. But you know what? It's a lot cheaper, a lot less painful, and so easy. It's 1 minute, that's all it takes. So the tagline we have at corporate is the best spent minute in skincare, which I actually kind of believe, and Kirk and I started using this, and I have to say I was super skeptical about using it to begin with. You know, I thought, seriously, I'm gonna roll and like little baby needles all over my face? But as you can tell, I'm talking to you, it doesn't hurt at all. Probably would be easier if I had a slightly bigger mirror than using my phone screen, but I seem to be doing alright. So the idea is you never roll over the same part of your skin twice in the same direction, and everything that we do to our face, we should also do to our neck all the way down to our décolletage. So whatever skincare products you're using on your face, whether they be Rodan and Fields or anybody else, you should also be applying them to your neck and to your chest. And the reason why? Because our neck and our chest has the same type of skin on it as our face, and anything that we do up here we should be doing down here, because this will age us just as much as our face as well. So it's a little tip that somebody told me the other day, so we definitely always do from here all the way up, and that includes using the roller, includes the active hydration serum, and also the intensive renewing serum. So there you go, there's just like a few of my favorite products. Definitely worth a try. I am going to be doing a bulk order over the weekend, so for all of you who don't know what a bulk order is, I'm going to do a post about it, but also just for those of you watching, a bulk order is for anybody who wants to try like 1 or 2 products, but you don't want the commitment of maybe becoming a full-time customer, you just want to give it a try. So I'll actually be placing it through my account, so you will get 10% off and free postage. And the only requirement is, unfortunately, you have to meet up with me so I can give you the products, so I actually get to see you guys and chat with you, and we get to catch up, and then I can actually give you the products. So if there is one particular product or maybe 2 products that you're wanting to try but you don't want the commitment of actually becoming a permanent customer just yet, then definitely jump in on this offer. It is the cheapest one I can offer you right now, and I'd definitely like to hook you up with something. So on that note, guys, I'm going to go because I believe there's some basketball about to start and it's a very tense game tonight, so I'm going to go cheer my heart out in the other room. So I will be in touch with all of you guys soon. Have a lovely evening. For those of you in Vancouver, enjoy the sunshine. Everywhere else in the world, I hope you're having a great week as well. Alright, see you all soon. Bye now.